What's up, guys? Today there's a couple things that I want to be talking to you about. As there's a lot of things going on right now in the stock market, I wanted to make a specific video about the situation right now to explain it a little bit further so that you are aware of what's going on and how you can prepare for yourself as an investor to get beyond the curve. So, guys, let's jump right into it. This Friday, Trump got diagnosed with corona, and that had a huge effect on the stock market, basically letting it tumble down right away. After that, he was admitted into the hospital, and there were a couple different scenarios that are playing out right now, which I'm going to be showing you right now. So, guys, at the moment, Trump is not yet out of the woods, but his team is cautiously optimistic about his situation. So it's looking good for himself to get out of it, but at the same time, there are a couple things that are playing out that could have an effect on the stock market. And that is that right now there is a push on Congress through Trump to get it done with a new stimulus bill. But there's very specific reasons on why that is happening right now. And that's what I'm going to be showing you. So first off, there are a lot of layoffs that are happening right now at this moment. More than 32,000 airline workers are losing their jobs with all of the major airlines right now. And this is because Congress failed to do a new stimulus bill. And these workers are being furloughed right now, but they have indicated that they're willing to take these people back into the workforce in the case there is a situation where Congress does pass a new pay protection program. At the same time, this is also happening for Disney. Disney is currently laying off more than 28,000 employees as pandemic hammers in theme parks, which is a negative thing for the stock market, but also the market in general, because less people are going to be having jobs. And that is going to the next number, and that is that the September number payroll, the September jobs that were added was only 661,000 jobs added, which in a normal year would be quite good. But as there were a lot lost in a very short amount of time, they were actually expecting a lot more. They were actually expecting about 859,000 jobs to be added. But this is not the only number that's not looking good. There's also the labor force participation. And labor force participation rate is basically meaning how many people are in the workforce right now and how and do they have a job at the same time. That number is 61.4% right now, but they expected 61.9%. And all of these things combined are right now causing Trump to push for a new stimulus bill. And they want to get this done because otherwise these people are going to be furloughed and the next job report is going to look even worse. And that's what they're trying to prevent. So what is in this stimulus bill? Let's talk a little bit about the stimulus bill itself. So right now they have a stimulus check of $1,200. But there is a big gap between what the Democrats are looking for and what the Republicans are looking for. The Democrats are basically looking for a $2.2 trillion stimulus bill to be passed, whereas Mnuchin, the Treasury from Trump, has basically a $1.5 trillion proposal. And they need to negotiate on getting this closer to each other. The biggest point here, what they're looking at, is how to save states. Because the Democrats want to save the states, whereas the Republicans do not want to save the states. And this is where the negotiations are breaking up and why the stimulus bill has been held up for so long. So what is going to be the effect of this if this does pass? And what is going to be the situation for specific stocks? Which sectors are going to be gaining the most from this aspect? And that is, if we're looking at the last stimulus bill, what happened back then is basically when all of these consumers were getting stimulus bills, there were a couple of specific companies that were doing record numbers. One was Apple, two was Amazon, basically high-end consumer products. So it shows that in the previous period, when these stimulus bills were passed, that people were buying into specific Apple products or Amazon products, consumer products for themselves in a very high rate. So we can affect something very similar to be happening this time around. And that's something that I want you guys to be aware of. If this stimulus bill passes, the biggest winners that are going to be affecting that is one is going to be the tech sector. We basically focus on consumer products. The second one is going to be airlines, because they're going to be saved yet again. And last time, if we look at the results there, they got a massive boost from that. And those are specific sectors that you want to be looking at right now before they would jump up for a potential step in for you to go into and invest for as a long-term investor. So guys, that's what I want to talk about today in this video. Let me know if you like this type of content. I'll be starting to make more of this type of content. Subscribe to this channel if you're new, and leave me a like or comment if you have any questions about the stock market itself right now at the moment.